So the protagonist of the story, Grace Ashcroft, is an introvert, socially anxious, and glued to her screen. Basically a Redditor. More importantly, she's also an FBI technical analyst, and in the story she is sent alone by her superior to investigate a crime that occurred in the same hotel he knows that her mother was brutally killed in.
It's time for you to face the past.
Wait, what?
Evil resident.
In the hotel, Grace is kidnapped by the bad guy of the story, Dr. Gideon. You see, Grace, apparently, is some sort of chosen one that Dr. Gideon feels is necessary for his evil master plan.
You're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
5 minutes earlier.
Meanwhile, Leon is now older and a DSO agent investigating deaths associated with survivors of Raccoon City and also dealing with an infection of his own. His investigation leads him to a care center where somehow Dr. Gideon is already expecting him. Now, this nurse, she leads him to a waiting room where he waits, and suddenly there's an outbreak. The nurse immediately returns, tries to help herself and Leon when she could have just helped herself, but unfortunately, she's gruesomely killed. Leon, of course, being powerless to see another innocent person killed, reacts in the most natural way.
I think I want a second opinion.
He cracks a one-liner.
Evil resident.
Eventually, Leon crosses paths with Grace, saves her life, and gives her the titular Requiem gun. Shortly after, he's kidnapped by the same guy that kidnapped Grace. Ultimately, it's up to Grace to figure out a way to escape the nightmare, and for the nightmare to figure out a way to escape Leon. In Resident Evil Requiem, you can switch between first-person and third-person perspective. Gameplay is split between Grace and Leon. If you're familiar with Resident Evil 2 Remake's gameplay, you will feel at home with Grace, where you will play a conventional survival horror with limited inventory and ammo, rooms to explore, puzzles to solve, inject yourself with steroids, collect blood to create bullets, and also run like hell from her. Not cool. Unlike previous Resident Evil game, this one stands out because the zombies at the beginning of the game have unique personalities, or at the very least they retain the personalities or part of that personality from their previous life. You might even grow attached to some of them. It's like the personification of a Twitter debate. Ultimately, you will encounter a lot of different personalities with Grace, which you obliterate while playing as Leon, as though they killed your dog. His gameplay will be familiar to fans of Resident Evil 4, and to a lesser extent, Resident Evil Village, where the combat is more action horror, ammo is abundant, roundhouse kicks to the face are plentiful, and weapons can be customized. The biggest weakness of both gameplay styles is, ironically, the biggest selling point of the game, the fact that Requiem is divided in two. As a result, players will experience what is essentially a light version of Resident Evil 2 as Grace, and a light version of Resident Evil 4 as Leon. For example, players will immediately recall how much deeper Leon's weapon customization options and weapon selection were in Resident Evil 4, while Grace's side will have players wish it was longer after a certain point in the story, where the momentum kinda hits a wall. One other nitpick is the omission of traditional New Game Plus from other recent titles, which may hurt the replay value for some players. Resident Evil Requiem is ultimately two different gameplay experiences running for the same runtime. While switching between them keeps the game varied, splitting the focus prevents either from reaching their full potential. Now, despite these faults and not reinventing any wheels, Requiem still manages to deliver the same familiar gameplay, monsters to kill, memorable characters, and goofy, entertaining story that have made the RE Engine title such a big hit for Capcom.
I'll buy it at a high price.